Well, hello again, By and By's Beverages. It's the best part of the week. Another beer, another video, more me. I know you just can't wait to hear me talk more. Or maybe you can, but if you cannot, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and that little notification bell to find out when next you can tune in and hear my dulcet tones. Now, excuse me. That cough may or may not be whipped, but I have a real doctor appointment next week. And from there, I can get a referral to the lung guy. Anyways, so tonight's beer, I'm so excited. I was at Cottage Hill Package Store, browsing, looking for something, anything. And where there was traditionally a hole on the shelf, which means not available, tonight that hole was filled. And that hole was filled with another beer from North Coast Brewing. Oh my goodness. Old Rasputin. That's right. North Coast Brewing. Excuse me. A Russian Imperial Stout. Now, according to the box here, this has won several gold medal awards in beer contests. Wow, I'd love to be a judge in those contests. That would be awesome. Now, for those unaware, Rasputin is a historical figure. And the highlight of his life is that, excuse me, not only did his political enemies put enough poison into him to kill a horse, they then followed it up with multiple bullets, and then they chained him up and threw him in a frozen river. When his body was recovered, he had gotten at least one of his arms free, and his lungs were filled with water. Wow. And that is probably why it says, never say die, right across the top there. Now, let me get my glasses on so I can read. Old Rasputin, Russian Imperial Stout, product of the USA. Alcohol volume, 9%. Oh my goodness. Nothing fancy, nothing else. Except that those of you who watched my videos before can probably guess how this video will eventually end. Such a lovely sound, all the cracking and popping and hissing. Ooh, a very dark brown. Oh, and look at that, all that foamy head. Don't want to spill it, had to stop there while I coughed. Now, as this thing is pouring, I have another story about Russians. Once upon a time, in another life, when I was simply Lieutenant Ben Buys Beverages, I was in the Army in Korea, and I served in a chemical unit, and we had several other lieutenants, fellow platoon leaders, which is fine. We all spent a year together, for good or ill. Fast forward, not exactly 20 years, but pretty close. Come to find out, one of my fellow platoon leaders was an honest-to-God Russian spy. No shit. He's currently serving time in a federal prison, so we should all point at him and laugh. Ha ha! But for the rest of my fellow platoon leaders, especially the ones I still keep up with, I will drink this in your honor. Da. Man, that is rich and dark. And that's a special talent to cough and still hold something steady. Maybe a little coffee smell? There's a little bitterness there. There's a lot of foam in that gulp, I won't lie to you. But in a good way. Let's pour some more, shall we? Let's definitely pour some more. Gotta wet my whistle before we end the night the way you know it's going to end. But I've been looking forward to this North Coast beer. And in fact, I bought a different one for another night's video. Again, this one's out of California, which is where Ben Buys Beverages Jr. is currently living. So everything comes back to these videos, and I love it. Yeah, coffee is the taste it's most reminiscent of. And that's good, and that's fine. And now, what you've been waiting for, aside from the bottle caps, and that bitter aftertaste. I'm going to have to say 9 out of 10 bottle caps. I mean, it's good. And much like Rasputin, the crazy visionary, I too can see the future. And the future tells me that by tomorrow night, all 4 of these will be gone. So let's all sing together, shall we? Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a cat who really was gone. Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It was a shame how he carried on. And I don't know the rest of the words. Anyhow, Boney M is the artist that I've heard that recorded it. So I'll put a link to their video down below. And if you have any other historical comments about Rasputin, or you want to make fun of that guy I served with who's now in prison, you're welcome to do all of that in the comments below. So cheers to you, especially you, Fourth Chemical Company.